The following video should be done as a full screen video where I show you maps and show you my working in Google Earth to find out that I actually have the right address or GPS or whatever. I'm not going to do that because I did several tries and it just gets too cumbersome. I will do a rant at the end of it about that, but let's get to the point here. An individual named Kenny Veach, or Vosh, number one, had a Facebook page and set up a YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel that he started in 2012, he started as snakebitmgee. That's how you pronounce it, apparently. I'm better at pronouncing someone's handle than their real name, and I do apologize for mispronouncing his name. Currently has 5 videos on the channel, 51,000 subs, and 3.5 million views. 2.6 million of those views are on one video, and it's the one we have in question today. He was known for being active in the comments on other YouTube channels if they did hiking videos. And one of these videos became a location for him to tell a story about a special hike he went on. Under someone else's video, he posted the following. "This ain't nothing," commented him to the person who did their video. "I'm a long-distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to that cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. That was one of the strangest things that ever happened to me." I will comment on that if you want. This comment was archived, but it wasn't archived the proper way where you right-click on the time and date stamp, what little use it is. I'll get to that in a minute if we have time. And then paste that link to the archiver so that the archive puts it at the top as the quote-unquote highlighted link. The M Cave hike video now has 2.6 million views, and it's him revisiting that weird cave that he came across in a previous hike and failing to find it. Now, the next part of this is going to be talking about the details of it. Now, I'm going to do this in a way that makes it to where you can double-check what I'm doing, but I can't prove it on screen because, again, trying to use Google Earth to do it, which is mandatory almost, or physically going out there, neither of them turned out to be possible for me. The Google Earth program works well, but every once in a while it seems to decide to literally throw me a distance of literally a mile or two away. I can't make it cooperate. And the video, what I did was I downloaded it and took screen grabs and compared them to the Google map and changed the Google Maps timeline to where it would read around 2014, and then 2016 July seemed to produce the best images that matched the video, and matched it close enough that you literally turn around. You have to use the keyboard only, by the way, in Google, almost Street View effect on Google Earth, and the locations for the scrub grass and tumbleweeds actually still match up. So it's definitively the right location. The vid starts, he says, north of Las Vegas. He's standing near a mine shaft. And he said the following. He had no compass. He had one candy bar to get him through. And during this video, you find out that he found out that he got there just the right time to collect literally food. He could forage very easily. Now, I want to point out something very important that I'll probably repeat later in the video. The GPS for the mine shaft he was next to, which people keep showing on a map as the wrong location chronically, is at 36.55474 by negative 115.288657. That is the GPS location. It will be maybe even the top part of the commentary underneath the video. Literally, the first thing in retracing his steps is avoided in almost every video. And it's aggravating as hell. People then want to talk about Bigfoot, Men in Black, etc. I find that very distressing. Next, he said he had no compass, and only one candy bar to get him through, and he talked about the way he did. This either means he's an incredibly experienced long-distance hiker at just under the age of 50. Apparently he was just under 50 at the time. or because of the way he acts, he's extremely naive and non-experienced. I don't angle that way, but this may actually have been his undoing. We all become overconfident when we become experts. The reason I don't cliff climb isn't because of overconfidence. It's because I fell while walking on flat ground because I found somehow the only cliff on the straight, flat path while carrying my gear. Period. I don't climb anymore. Not because I'm bad at climbing, but because now I'm scared literally to walk up to the area. I get flashbacks from, I'm sorry, if you fall off a cliff when you've been able to climb them and joke around with gravity for so long, my naivete taught me not to be naive. It also taught me to be a chicken shit about this, you might say. I don't know how to judge this person, and I won't, but he didn't bring water. I didn't see a water container. Maybe he had one. I'm pretty sure he did. That's a basic thing. You can survive for a long time as long as you have water. Month, maybe. The vid starts, he said, north of Las Vegas, near the mine shaft. I gave you the GPS. I'll do it again at the end. And he said Gas Peak was to his right. He motioned that way and aimed the camera that way. To his left, 96 miles from Gas Peak, he said was the Nellis bomb range on the other side of a mountain range. Now, this tells you the scale with which this person works, but the distance makes it almost an unusable distance. I mean, you wouldn't think this would be useful for finding out where any of this was, and it wasn't. To his east was what he called Mount Charleston, and then the Charleston Range, but it may be also listed as the Spring Mountain Range or Spring Mountain. This made it hard to do any kind of reference point for that, but that's 30 miles from Gas Peak. His west view was more like a southwest view from every place I could find on Google Street Views, Google Spheres, and Photos, Hayford Peak, etc., etc., etc. He said ahead of him lies a 10-hour hike, over ridges, down into a crevasse to the M Cave. I found many candidates for the freakish drop-off he probably went down to get there. I don't care about finding the M Cave. It's not relevant. My pet peeve was nobody told the beginning of the story. Again, the GPS location is with you now, along with all the others I could find. At the 6-minute and 30-second mark, he did find edible pinion pine nuts, and it was because of the time of year. By 19 minutes and 36 seconds, he finally put in the video. He had failed to find the cave. It was so easy last time, not this time. I know that experience, trust me, I don't even want to go into it. And yes, some people have posted under his video or made videos about him saying he's lying, he's doing this for dramatic effect. It was around the time that Halloween was going to happen. This is a spook story. Some people even say he was covering for somebody for some made-up process I'm not even going to mention. The point is, I don't know how to decide what was going on in this video or anything. Again, all I'm about is trying to find all the data. By 19 minutes and 47 seconds, you hear him talking about going to his left as he walks towards where the camera's pointed, towards his car. And I'm almost absolutely sure that's the entrance to Picture Canyon, which you can find on the map if it cooperates because it's random. Out towards his car with a Tortoise, he may have been at a location which I think I found, but I can't confirm it. It's too open and I can't match the terrain using Google anything or any other sources. But I got pretty close to that. However, I'm very sure he was at Picture Canyon, and that was the one of 3 points. One of them was at the beginning of the video. The second was literally Picture Canyon, and the last one was where he was walking towards the car and found the Tortoise. He had similar views in almost all of these things, almost all of the videos where you could see a mountain range pointing southwest that you find on Google Street Views for other locations. Corn Creek Visitor Center and Hidden Forest all have ones that are very similar. The GPS I gave as the actual location he was making the recording by that mine shaft is absolutely the location. if only for one thing. The updated images that were done a month after he did the video show the same pattern of plants, literally from that point of view. And again, I'll make a video if somebody really wants me to, but I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to end up doing the Google Earth version and screenshotting it because I can't operate it while I'm doing the video recording because it just keeps screwing up ad nauseum. It's terrifyingly, frighteningly annoying to me. I mean, I literally start screaming. Anyway, 2014, November 10th, he went back out to find the cave again as a short overnight trip and went missing. 12 days later, his phone was found at the mouth of an abandoned vertical mine shaft, and crews sent a camera down a mine shaft that was vertical and found nothing. They may be exactly the same shaft. Then a search was underway on Sheep Mountain for some reason that they didn't bring up. That you can look at the listings below to find out why they might have done that. Now, 2016, unknown time. Again, I'll rant about non-precise timing being preferred by every social media website, no matter how dumb it is. A person listing herself as Sharon Pilgrim posted a comment under the M Cave hike video and detailed a bunch of stuff about it. It's not relevant at that point. My video here is about his video and trying to nail down some data. In the discussion below, you will find all of the links and all the archives I could find. Next. July 10th of 2017, the video where he posted his comments under, that was used to corroborate his story that he had in the video, that people were commenting under, and all other comments under the video were unlisted. Link below in the description. It's an archive that's got UY6QC. The uploader of that video decided to hide everything. And then later on, people got mad because the Kenny Veach's comment was completely erased. It was archived either by accident or on purpose, and I'm glad they did it, and we have a copy of it. Links below in the description. In the video start, we hear we are near, or was he near, the Wild Horse Pass. Was he near the 32-foot across dot on the map that is supposed to be an agave roasting pit for preparing food, traditionally? And you can look at the link below in the description that has a GPS really close to where the mine shaft is. Now, other people have posted all sorts of things about this occurrence over the years. And recently, people have been posting even more bizarre stuff. What was the purpose of this video? And yes, if anybody doesn't know this, I have permanent upper respiratory damage. It's not long COVID. It's long getting diseases over and over again because we were in the middle of an epidemic center in Eastern Oregon when I was a kid, and also later on when I was a grown-up. But anyway, let's continue. Uploaders refusing to provide any information as to what they're looking at, saying all sorts of things, including this is out of respect for the person who's probably missing or dead, or to prevent people from ruining the trail. And more importantly, these are also long-distance hikers who are part of a subculture that make a set of rules they won't break. A lot like geocachers won't break certain rules. The rest of us are not part of that organization or that subculture, so that just serves to make it harder for people like me to know what they're talking about. This video was inspired by virtually every video not telling me where the video was started being recorded at. I'm correcting only this one thing. That's all I can contribute. Just like dealing with the Las Vegas shooting and a community of sorts or a subculture starting up that did or did not help, this is my contribution that I think may be useful. Now I'm going to point out this last part's going to be a rant. Most of the videos and most of the content you see on the internet says 5 years ago, or a month ago, or last week, or last month, or 2 days ago. Instead of saying 2014, 10, 10. These take up either about the same number of bytes or more bytes when they do that. It gets even worse when you talk about people typing in seconds ago, minutes ago, or hours ago, when they could just put in an unambiguous, perfectly useful thing that never has to be changed again. A permanent recording of the time and date stamp only needs 4 bytes for the year and century and 4 bytes for the month and day. And every website that avoids doing it makes it to where I can't find out when that lady posted that comment under his video. We don't see clarity. We see ambiguity. And it gets in the way of doing research, and it has literally no useful effect it's almost as if people are trying to make sure you can't pin down facts. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.